There's a comic in China who made a joke, something along the lines of he used a military song to encourage his dog who was fighting another dog, and there was like, oh, you're making fun of the military. So I think he kind of
did the bit do well.
Yeah, I'm sure it's funny.
Oh,
I'm
good.
sure.
Thank God. If you bombed and they said you're
Yeah.
under arrest, and by the way, that bit sucked.
So I think the club was shut down. His management company was fined like 1.4 million US dollars equivalent.
Oh my God.
And he has kind of disappeared. Like he's no longer doing stand up. So that's how hard the hammer can fall.
Oh my God.
And this so even in Malaysia, so we had I've talked about this before, but in Malaysia, we had a full-time comedy club called the Crack House Comedy Club. It was
Crack House.
Yeah,
And I mean, it really is playing off like crack.
like CRAIC. Crack, as in that's good crack. You know the Irish word for having a good time.
Oh, so but is it also playing off like a crack house?
crack house.
No, I don't. To be honest, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know, right?
Yeah. Sure.
So it was called the Crack House Comedy Club, and it was run by my friend, and it was opened in 2014. And it was a great club. You would have loved performing there. It's amazing, right? It holds 120 people max.
Perfect.
And it's really beautiful. Everyone who has performed there says it's a great club. For my money, it was the best club in Asia. Okay, so
Wow.
in 2022, a woman came on one of the open mic shows, and she was she's a Muslim girl, but she was wearing a hijab and conservative outfit. And then she said, "Hi, my name is so and so, and I'm a Muslim." But then she takes off all her clothes, and she's wearing like lingerie underneath.
Okay.
So her boyfriend recorded it.
Oh.
The club was horrified. Okay, you're banned for life. Never come back here again. So they were in retaliation. The boyfriend's like the boyfriend uploaded the clip saying, "Hey, look, the audience was clapping. Why are you banning her?" Within hours, like it spread like wildfire because people are like, this is insulting to Islam. You know, how can you do this? And then that became, how can this club allow this kinds of insults to our religion? So within less than 24 hours, he was uploaded at 9 a.m. on a Saturday. By that night, the club was raided. Yeah, by religious officials. I happened to be there.
Religious government officials?
Yes. The federal agency of that handles Islamic affairs.
Even though
my
it's
God.
secular, they still have this.
They have all that.
Okay.
Yeah. So they raided with cops. They raided the club, and the club got shut down. Right, the club got shut down.
You were there when it happened.
I happened to be there because
Were you on stage?
No. I was just there. I happened to be there, and then they stopped the show, and then so we all just went up to see what's going on, and it was raided. And shortly after that, my friend, who owns the club, he's a comic himself. So when the mob got upset, the mob then, hey, he's a comedian too. Let's check out and he had some jokes which involves religion, but he's not directly attacking religion, but they were like, oh, this is insulting our religion. He's also Muslim, by the way, but that doesn't matter. So, and he was ultimately arrested, and he spent one night in jail, just one night, of course. And then there was a court case going on, and he eventually pled guilty and he paid a fine for it. But but you see that's how hard the hammer can fall when it falls. It falls very suddenly.
Is that video online? Is it?
No, it's not online. It's not. I think it might be online, but if you go. If you just Google Crack House Comedy Club,
If you put HI hijab panties will come right up.
I don't think so. It's something else. Yeah. Immediately incognito mode. Whoa.
Wait. Okay. Wait.
Yeah.
But that's like when comedians are like, you can't say anything anymore. You're like, what are you talking? Like here.
Exactly. So
I mean, you're like, there are people getting literally arrested.
I'd love for Joe Rogan to go to Malaysia and do his act and see how that goes.
Cancel culture here and back home is very different. It's very different.
Do you look at the American comedians talking about this shit and go, shut the fuck up?
Yeah, I do.
Shut the fuck up. At Madison Square Garden saying you can't say anything anymore.
You can. No one is literally stopping you. Yeah.
So talk to me about you as a comedian. You love comedy. You understand comedy. The fact that you're talking about this openly makes me go, what are your lines? How are you careful?
Well, okay, so
you're on Netflix. What do you go? Well, I'm not going to say that on Netflix because then I can't.
Of course.
What's your rules?
Yeah. So this one, but this is all. There we go. So this
The
is
woman
all
who
open knowledge.
allegedly
So
insulted Islam during a performance at the Crack House Comedy Club in Kuala Lumpur recently has been arrested. Police said that they also obtained a 3-day remand order. The woman will be held at the Brickfields Police Headquarters for investigations.
I want to see the act.
A 54-second
here we
video, which went viral on social media, showed the woman introducing herself as a Muslim woman. She claimed to have memorized 15 chapters of the Quran. She then proceeded to discard her tudung and baju kurung, revealing her skimpy clothes underneath. Following the incident, the club lodged a police report at the Tamantun Dr. Ismail police station against the woman, adding that she and her partner had been barred from the venue immediately after the performance. Earlier today, Kuala Lumpur City Hall suspended the operations of the club, stating that the government would not tolerate any activity deemed offensive to religion, race, or the country's sovereignty.
What exactly was...
I don't want to speak for everyone, but I think we all thought maybe the lingerie would happen.
Where like the video's like 8 minutes long. I'm like, no, let's keep watching to the end.
Yeah.
It's gone.
What was the bit?
The joke?
What was the joke exactly, though?
Yeah, so this was an open mic night. So there was no joke.
No, it's not good.
She was there. Her whole bit was like a minute and 37 seconds long.
I recommend start with a name joke.
Yeah.
My name's Susan. That was weird growing up. Like, let's start there, and then you build your way to fucking
Taking off
strip clothes. Yeah.
I mean, God, if I got arrested every time I got naked on stage,
Yeah.
we'd be doing this from jail right now.
Yeah. So so those. I mean, my lines are okay. So this is now it has now become a term, an actual term in Malaysia, called the 3 R's, right? So race, religion, royalty. Yeah. So as long as we don't touch any of those things. I think race is the one that, it's kind of okay because if you're Chinese, you talk about Chinese stuff, it's okay. But religion and royalty, those are like...
What race? Like, you could make fun of white people, yeah?
Yeah, can. Yeah. But it's like, even if you can make fun of other races too, but it's, as long as no one gets offended, then it's okay, I guess, all it takes is just one guy who goes, "Oh, I'm offended," and then lodge a police report, and then they have to act upon it. So it's very
So
you said royalty and religion.
Royalty, race,
so royalty
religion.
being
Like the kings and queens. So in Malaysia,
all like English ones too,
no,
or
ours,
just
ours.
yours?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We can go Prince Andrew or King Charles, whatever.
okay.
But our own, like, it's a no. It's a very very big red line. So we try not to, we never touch those.
And do you touch it when you're not performing there, or do you go like, I am beholden to these rules because you're a popular figure, you have an internet presence?
Yeah. For example, like it's as long as you see, we also have kind of like, I would say draconian laws. Like we have the Sedition Act. Yeah. So like,
Sure.
so in the Sedition Act basically says if you are found to say anything which causes disruption to the public peace and harmony, then you are liable to be in jail or whatever. And then a subsection of that is the intent is irrelevant, which is against the law. Like you can't. So for example, if I say something, you recorded it, you uploaded it, and it makes people upset. But during those times, I was not intending to make any offense. I'm just educating you. I'm still liable to be. I'm still deemed seditious.
So obviously there was a time in America, like if we look back on Lenny Bruce, like you,
Of course.
Well, there was clearly a time, even with George Carlin,
Yes.
where they were pushing the boundaries. I believe George Carlin's case went to the Supreme Court, if I'm correct.
The
seven
seven
words you
words.
can't say on TV.
Yeah.
So this Malaysia, as you said, not that old, given when they were kind of given.
Yes.
So where do you see, as a comedian, it would be really hard for me to get in legal trouble in America as a comedian.
That's so
period.
nice. That's so nice.
I could only be, there's only so brave I could be.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
But like you, 2 Netflix specials.
Yes.
A comedian in Malaysia.
Yep.
Do you have fantasies? Do you ever go, I'm gonna push this, I'm gonna move this? Because you can imagine a world someday where eventually an open micer could wear a hijab, take it off, and everyone goes, that wasn't a good joke.
It wasn't a good joke, but you're allowed to do it.
Yeah. Honestly, right now, I don't know, because like most of us in the arts industry, we're kind of pessimistic about the freedom of speech that artists have in Malaysia, right? And the reason being because, at least personally for me, we now have, so our current Prime Minister he actually went to jail for in the past because his enemies, put him in jail. Let's put it that way. Yeah. And he's always campaigned upon, when I become Prime Minister, there'll be more freedom of speech. He also has gone against the Sedition Act, saying this is draconian, we should repeal it. And he's one of the more reform-minded prime ministers we'll ever have. But now that he's in power, he has not, he has not made it easier for artists. He's not made freedom of speech more available. So I'm kind of pessimistic because if this is the most reform-minded guy that we have, the next guy will be less reform-minded and there'll be even smaller chances of us having more freedom to say whatever you want to say. So I'm quite pessimistic on that regard.
Would you ever go to jail for a joke? Get a fine for a joke? Is there a joke you've had that you were scared to tell?
No, so far things have been okay. So I've never gotten, thankfully I haven't gotten a police report or a knock on the door. But I don't think there's any joke of mine yet that will be that dangerous.
Can I ask
here's the thing, I'll never know, right?
Can I ask about Jocelyn Chia?
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
So Jocelyn Chia, have you ever met her? So we worked together a lot at the Comedy Cellar.
Oh, you did? Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool,
we've known each other since I started comedy.
Yeah.
She got in trouble for a joke that was posted at the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
Do you remember the context of the joke? It was about the
MH370.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was, was she comparing it to Singapore?
That's the best breakup revenge, man. Now Malaysia's trying to come around like, hey, Singapore, you're looking good lah. We're like, I know, but why haven't you visited me in 40 years? I tried, but my airplanes cannot fly. Some jokes don't land.
I felt like she was just going like, at least.
I think there were one or two.
That joke landed on that
something,
plane.
Yeah. Something, yeah.
Oh, the Malaysia plane. Oh.
Yeah.
So she got into.
She's not from.
No, she's from Singapore.
She's from Singapore. So at Singapore, as you said, there's a rivalry.
There's always a rivalry.
There's a rivalry. So I believe her bit was just like why Singapore's better than Malaysia.
I think so, yes. And so what happened was, I think even Singapore denounced that joke and
I mean, get this. So the government denounced her telling a joke at the Comedy Cellar 30 minutes away from here.
Yeah, so there's both, even the Malaysian government denounced her and the Singapore government denounced her. And there were a lot of police reports made against her. And of course, the cyberbullying came after that she had a lot of,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course. As per usual for any comedian.
Sure.
Yeah, so, and then, but, she is in America. She's an American. So
yes,
there are laws to protect her. So I think she's okay. I don't think she's in any trouble.
Yeah, it's just scary when the whole internet has decided.
When
a whole government.
There's a 1 week uproar, 1 or 2 weeks of nonstop. She's trending on Twitter for a week, 2 weeks. Yeah.
But there is something so cool about not being able to ever go to a country because of a joke you told somewhere else.
Oh, so
do you think she's on a list somewhere?
I would tell her not to come to Malaysia or even Singapore for that matter. I think
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Really? They'd hold on to that long?
No. I don't know. But I wouldn't. If I were her, I wouldn't come to Singapore.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
At the very least, I wouldn't fly Malaysian Airlines, but that's a whole different story.
You're listening to The Downside.
The Downside.
With Gianmarco Soresi.